What is the greatest library that the world has ever seen? Is it the British Library with its 17 million books, or the Library of Congress with its 160 million? Both impressive, yes, but they have nothing on the Library of Alexandria. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going back to ancient Egypt to explore the greatest library that the world has ever seen. In the heart of the Egyptian capital stood a 7-story building, a palace made of stone and devoted to a single purpose: collecting the knowledge of the entire world. It was here in the Library of Alexandria that the works of scholars from every corner of the known world could be found. Here you could read about the stars from the Babylonian astronomers or the latest medical breakthroughs from the Greek physicians. Want to learn about the strange beasts of India or the geography of Africa? The Library of Alexandria had you covered. But alas, this treasure trove of knowledge would one day be lost, destroyed in a series of unfortunate events that would see thousands of the world's greatest works vanish forever. So what was the Library of Alexandria, and how did so much knowledge get lost? There are many theories for where the idea of the library came from, but most historians agree that it was founded by Ptolemy I, one of Alexander the Great's generals who carved out a kingdom in Egypt after the famed conqueror's death. Ptolemy wanted to make his library a center of scholarship and invited scholars from across the known world to come to Alexandria and work there. But how do they get the books? Much like the other great libraries of the ancient world, Alexandria used a cataloging system pioneered by the ancient Greeks called the Dewey Decimal System. No, not that one. This Dewey Decimal System involved assigning a unique number to each book in the library, making it easier to keep track of the collection. Scholars were encouraged to organize the books by subject, which helped visitors find what they were looking for. While the Library of Alexandria is famous for being one of the first great libraries of the ancient world, it wasn't the only one. The ancient Greeks were obsessed with collecting books and created many large libraries, including the Library of Pergamum, which at one point was home to over 200,000 scrolls. The Romans also built great libraries, such as the Library of Rome, which boasted over 25,000 volumes. But these were nothing compared to the Library of Alexandria, which was truly a marvel of the ancient world. It was here that you could find the greatest collection of books ever assembled up until that point. The library's collection grew quickly and soon became the center of the ancient world's intellectual life. Scholars came from all over to study in its hallowed halls. The library's collection was so vast that it took an entire team of scholars years to catalog new arrivals. At Abington, it was impossible to keep track of everything that was in the library. It is said that the library contained works from every corner of the known world, from the mathematical treatises of the Greeks to the philosophical musings of the Chinese. There were books on medicine, astrology, geography, history, and literature. The library's collection was so vast that it was impossible to know everything that was in it. Even the greatest scholars of the ancient world could not hope to read everything that was in the Library of Alexandria. But not everyone was allowed in. The library was open to scholars only, and the general public was forbidden from entering. This was partly to protect the books, but it was also because the library's founders believed that only scholars could appreciate the works that were housed there. So, what was lost when the library burned, we may never know. Some historians estimate that up to 400,000 books were destroyed in the fire, representing works from every branch of human knowledge. It is said that among the lost works were the 7 books of Ptolemy, which contained astronomical tables that were used to predict the motion of the stars. Other lost works included the works of Archimedes, one of the greatest mathematicians of the ancient world, and the geography of Strabo, which described the world as it was known in the 1st century BC. The Library of Alexandria was a true marvel of the ancient world, a place where scholars from all over the known world could come to learn and exchange ideas. It is hard to imagine the world without this great library. But it is important to remember that the knowledge that was lost there is still with us today. The works of Archimedes, Ptolemy, and Strabo, as well as countless others, have survived the ravages of time and continue to be studied today. Thanks to the efforts of the scholars who copied them down, we can still learn from the ancients and continue to build on their work. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.